Well, crap, it's raining. My film is out there in the mailbox. I must go get it. Oh, yeah. There it is. Oh, there's the Kodak Tried-X 400 professional black and white film, pack of 3, Fujifilm Superia, 4 rolls, 24 exposures each, and I got that for $12. Alford HP5 plus 400, and I managed to get 5 boxes of this. And I think I got it for $30. Right there is almost as exciting as it is after you take the shots and you get them back. All right. And then this, anyone that loves to shoot black and white film at some point is probably picked up at least a pack or 2 of this. This is the Tri-X 400 film, black and white. This is absolutely phenomenal film, and it's everywhere. Still being made. $30 for 5 packs of the Alford, $20 for the 3-pack of Kodak Tried-X, and because Fuji doesn't make this anymore, you can find it relatively cheap online. Like I said, 4 rolls of 24 exposure for $12. So now that I've got all of my film finally in, like, I am just ridiculously excited to maybe start shooting or whatever. So what I figured I would do is, first of all, if you guys have a preference, I mean, would you rather see some shots with the Alford? I'm going to let you guys decide which ones I start off with. Alford HP5 400, the Kodak 400 Tri-X, or some of the Fujifilm. So this is 400 speed, so good. So I managed to just do all 400. But if I decide to push my film up into, say, 1600 on the camera, because I can manually set the ISO setting here on the camera and push it up just a little bit to give it that more stylized look that I happen to personally like. So you guys tell me which one that you all would like for me to shoot first, and then I'm just gonna roll the dice on the other 2. Most of the time, a black and white shooter. I love black and white. There's just something very artsy, so it removes a lot of distractions for me. I'm not saying that I don't like color. I do like color. I mean, it's, you know, we live in a very colorful world. But when it comes to, like, art, for me, in photography, the more ambiguous the subject is, so, like, if I'm shooting people, most of the time I don't even want to see their faces, because once you do, like, a really strong portrait, it seems like it makes it almost too personal, I suppose, almost like it ought to belong on someone's mantle rather than in a gallery. So that's just some psychology stuff that comes from the mind of me. And most of the stuff that I end up gravitating toward either, you know, favors monochromatic, or it leans in that direction if it's like a cross process, or where it's like a bleach bypass, something in those directions. And the more so, the better. For me, while I do think that I will probably enjoy some of the colors with the Fujifilm Superia, I am still going to push up that grain. And if I really like some of the photographs I take, I'll probably convert it to black and white after I make it digital anyway. So I'm not even going to load this camera up. Not yet. I'm going to wait for you guys to tell me which ones that you all would prefer to see, and then we'll go from there. This is the beginning of what we had decided to do, which was every one of us try and grab ourselves a really decent film camera. Go out and buy yourself some film. Doesn't matter what kind it is. I don't care if it's medium format, if it's 35 millimeter, if it's 120, or whatever. You know, just whatever you end up having access to. Really just try and focus on the work this time and the creative process and all that kind of stuff. Instead of so much worrying about, you know, how much did your lens cost? How many megapixels, is your camera, and what size is the sensor? Just create something amazing. Focus on the work rather than the specs. And I know that a lot of younger photographers always are worried about having the biggest and the best and the badassest and have the camera with the most specs and all that kind of stuff, but you don't really need that. These are amazing cameras, huge sensors, and they are dirt cheap. And half the time, if you really do some due diligence, you can find some of these things for pennies on the dollar, and they are in magnificent shape, almost like they'd never even been used. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I mean, that thing is clean. I mean, it looks like it has never been used. The fabric curtain there is in perfect shape. Everything about this camera really is in just magnificent shape. So for 50 bucks, when I saw the pictures, I tried to do my best to look at the camera and really see if there was anything that I could tell that was wrong with it, and I couldn't find anything. I used my best judgment, and I think I picked a real winner here. Like I said, all the buttons, get out of the way again, all the buttons, all the knobs, all the wheels on this particular camera are all in fantastic shape. The lever still works, the manual winder, the PC sync cable, the grip, everything is in just absolutely perfect shape. So I think that I scored big time with this one. Now, if you start leaning more heavily toward, big dick cameras like Leicas and stuff like that, you're probably going to run into a few more issues as far as pricing goes, because they do get successively more expensive the more rare they are, and the bigger the or the smaller the amount of runs that they had. So if they only made a few of them, you're going to find that because they're more rare, you're not going to be able to get them for as cheap as a price. But a lot of these old Minoltas, you're going to be able to find just an absolute shit ton of them on eBay. Also, Pentax K1000 is an excellent camera. The Canon, what was it? The Canon A... I forget which one it is, but it's usually fairly cheap. Find an old Nikkor mat or something like that, old 35mm AI mount, and you can usually find those on eBay all day long as well. So whatever you guys end up deciding to pick up, grab a bunch of film, grab a whole bunch, because with all the money that you save on your camera, you're just going to spend it on film and your processing. So if you decide to get into the back end and do your own developing, now you'll start getting into some pricey situations, because you'll have to buy all your chemicals, and you'll have to buy your photo paper and all that kind of stuff, and it can get extremely expensive. I'm just going to ship mine off and have it developed, and then have them send me back my negatives, plus I'm going to have them digitize it so that I can actually mess around with it in post on my computer. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want to know more, join us in the 500 Pixels group that we've set up over on 500px.com. Find me. My name on there is Mark Puckett. Find the group, PVS Photos, and we'll start sharing all of our new film images together and see what we can come up with. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Dude, I'm so excited. So please let me know down below which of the films you all want me to start off with. All right? And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.